High school graduation was brutal, you know. I mean, as much as I hated high school and how bad it was, it's just been a downhill spiral ever since I graduated. You know, my years of going through college, just all that is just going downhill. You know, I'd actually prefer being in high school. But, I mean, the whole thing, you know, the whole day was just a disaster, pretty much. We had this thing, it was like basically like a ceremony. I know every like school does it, but, we like practiced like the day beforehand or the day of. I can't remember. I think both. And I was literally like, since it was in alphabetical order, I was the very last person like to get called up and walk like onto the football field. I was the very, very last person. And I sat next to this girl and this kid, and I was just like fucking around like with this kid, just like I don't remember like what we were doing. But I remember, like, at the end of the day, the girl, like, that was sitting next to me, she pulled my hair, like, she yanked my hair, started screaming in my face. She's like, I swear, if you ruin my graduation, like, she was just going off, you know. I'm like, chill, you know. Like, I think it was because, like, we're just talking or something while I don't remember. It was something really stupid. Like, I was just, like, talking to this kid, and I don't think she, like, realizes that no one's gonna care, like, if you're talking or anything, because, like, everyone's gonna be, like, cheering and yelling. I don't think that went through her head, but, yeah, she, like, got mad at me, like, she was literally screaming in my face, like, loud, and she was like, I swear, if you ruin my graduation, she was, like, going off, and, I remember the graduation thing, I was the very last person, you know, to get called up, and no one cheered, for all the chads, the normies, everyone was, like, you know, clapping, cheering, everybody, like, yeah, woo, yeah, you know. And when I go, all you hear is my two parents, my mom and dad going, woo, yeah, son, yeah. And like two of my friends, that's it. It was literally so silent. No one did anything at all. And my mom tried telling me, oh, you know, maybe since you were the last person, maybe that's the reason why, you know, everyone was exhausted from cheering. No, they weren't, you know. But yeah, I have a video. You literally don't hear anything. It's like crickets. You know, all you hear is my parents and like two of my friends, and that's it. You know, no one even like cheered at all. Damn, like the kids hated me in high school. You know, they really did. High school was like just brutal in general. I mean, it got to a point where I was so miserable and depressed that I'd literally just walk out of the house at like, I don't know, like 5 minutes before, just put on a hat and shoes, not even do anything, not even shower or anything. Just walk out. Like, it got to a point where it got so bad. But that was like my last year. I never did that. I was always like showering every day, like trying to be clean, all that shit. And I just eventually gave up. And I was like, yeah, what's the point? So I just wake up as late as possible and just walk there, like put on my shoes and walk. But I remember specifically, like, it was literally right after I graduated, like, my mom and dad and my grandparents, they're like, oh, let's go to dinner, oh my god. And I was like, fuck that shit. Like, I just want to go home. I'm fucking miserable. I don't want to do this shit. So, we go out to dinner, and I remember specifically, because of how, like, pissed off it made me. My grandpa basically, said, he's like, oh, you gotta be a man now. That means no screwing around with girls, no going to parties, no having fun. You gotta work now, ha. Even though, you know, I went to college, but that still sucked. And yeah, and I remember him saying that, and I just got super pissed off and depressed. And like my mom, my dad, and my grandma were like, oh, what's wrong? You're a man, you graduated. What's wrong? You know. It's because I didn't do anything at all in high school, and my grandpa, when he said that shit, just, like, pissed me off, like, he was just like, oh, no more partying, no more hooking up with girls, you gotta be a man, no more fun. It's like, I didn't even have any fun. Every day was fucking miserable. Every day I woke up, I just hated everything. No one gave a fuck. Like, it was just, like, a terrible high school experience, you know? And it's going even, like, more downhill now. And, like, my grandpa, like, that's just him saying that just, like, pissed me off, you know? But, and yeah, that was the night that I also had my one-itis. Like, I finally, like, oh, God, it's just, like, I can't even fucking talk about this shit. So fucking depressing. My one-itis, like, I talked about this shit. She ran away from me at a party when I tried to ask her out, and I got laughed at. Like, I tried to, like, open up, like, my feelings and shit, and she just fucking ran away, and everyone laughed at me. like that was like the worst. Like high school graduation was like truly brutal. Like it really sucked. Like it was just terrible. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I kind of wish I was back in high school. Just the only reason being is because I didn't feel as stressed as I do now, I guess. I don't know, even though it sucked. But yeah, there's nothing else more to say. High school graduation was on another level of just fucking terrible and just miserable. But yeah.